Am I the a-hole for letting my sister think all of her babysitting parents will spoil her the way mine does? I am a babysitter to a 10-year-old with cancer. It is by far the easiest, cushiest job I've ever had. When Ava is in the hospital, she's either napping or playing with friends. All I have to do is make her lunch, make her do her homework, push her four-pole when she walks, and help when she needs to use the bathroom, get her on off the toilet. She can do the rest. When she's not in the hospital, we have a lot of fun. Her mom lets me take her anywhere or do anything with her as long as she comes back alive. No budget, and I get reimbursed for everything. We've gone to arcades, amusement parks, ice skating, movies, museums, etc., and I honestly love hanging out with her. On top of this, her mom spoils me. Every morning when I get to work, she asks if I've eaten. If I say no, she gives me $20 for breakfast and coffee. If I babysit at night, she gives me $50 to DoorDash food for myself in case I get hungry, and if I don't use it, she tells me to think of it as a bonus. This is on top of having free reign of the pantry. My suitcase was lost after a 2-week vacation, and her mom gave me $150 to buy some clothes until my suitcase was recovered. I travel with the family 3 times a year and get an all-expenses-paid trip to work 2 to 5 hours a day, paid at 1.5x my normal rate, so the mom can go out with her other kids while Ava rests. I tell my sister all about this job. She recently lost her job and decided to start babysitting. She has a 5-year-old girl and 8-year-old boy and hates it. She makes less than me for more kids with more energy. She doesn't get money for food when she babysits. She doesn't get to take the kids anywhere she wants and get paid for it. She doesn't get to hang out on her phone for 3 hours a day, and the parents aren't as nice as Ava's mom. Apparently, I led her to believe that every job was going to be as cushy as mine by always talking about it, and she blames me for her hating her job. Our mom thinks I should have told her that not every family is going to be like Ava's, and that I should have warned her that it could be hard. Am I the a-hole for not warning her that not every job is like mine and that she'd have to work if she got a babysitting job?
How old is your sister? Because if she's 14 or 15 and a bit naive, then fine, you're probably TA for not enlightening her. But given you said she recently lost her job, I'm assuming she's an adult, so not the a-hole.
23. LOL.
Info. Did you know that your sister was becoming a babysitter? Because it's one thing to tell your sister how cushy your gig is just chatting about your life, and another thing if you know she's looking to follow in your footsteps and doesn't understand you got the golden ticket of babysitting gigs.
No, she's always said she doesn't like kids.
Then not the a-hole. How are you supposed to know she was trying for the same job to warn her? When I've gotten plush, do-nothing jobs with lots of benefits when I worked in IT, I bragged to my friends and family constantly. But I never thought to tell any of them to stay out of IT by complaining about all the crappy, abusive hellholes I worked in, just in case they thought working in a help desk call center sounded amazing. Also, you'd think it'd be self-evident that babysitting would require sitting with babies, not all of whom are sweet angels.
Not the a-hole. What's up with your mom? Frankly, I think that's even worse behavior than your sister's.
She's always babied my siblings. I babysat a lot during the pandemic, and she got mad at me for stealing all of the jobs.
Seriously, consider if these people are bringing anything of value into your life.
Not the a-hole. You're not responsible for managing your sister's expectations about real life. All you were doing is talking about how happy you were with the wonderful people you work for, which tacitly delivers the message that not all employers are wonderful people. By the way, I bet they tell all their friends about how happy they are with the wonderful person who works for them. You are giving their seriously ill daughter all kinds of great experiences, and I bet they can't believe their luck in finding you.
Am I the a-hole for not wanting to pay for my sister's wig after I called her a bald-headed broke bitch? My 17 male sister, 18 female, decided to get a pixie cut. She had for about 2 weeks now, and now she hates it. She came to me and told me that it's embarrassing my hair is longer than hers and she wants me to shave my head. I told her that I would not shave my head and that if she doesn't like how her hair is, she should just get a wig instead. She told me that she doesn't have money to buy a wig, and so I told her to ask our parents to get her one, and she told me that she wasn't gonna do that because they were the ones who advised her not to cut her hair in the first place, and it'll be embarrassing to admit that they were right. She then again asked me to cut my hair, and I told her no. She then got mad at me and told me that no man actually cared about their hair, and if I wanted to be a girl so bad I should just say that instead. This pissed me off, so I told her that it wasn't my fault she was a bald-headed broke bitch, and if she wanted to get a wig she should just get a job instead. She was not happy when I called her bald-headed and went to go tell our parents. Our parents got mad at both of us for arguing, and then, after they got done yelling at us, my dad told me that he wants me to pay for my sister's wig. He told me that I had to pay for her wig because what I said to her was disrespectful. He said what she said was wrong, but what I said was worse. I told him that I only said that because she kept antagonizing me. He kept insisting that me paying for the wig was gonna be my punishment and he'll think of something for her. I told him that I've been saving my money since I started working and I wasn't gonna spend any of it on her. I told my dad that if takes money out of my account that I wasn't gonna speak to him until he puts everything back. Because knowing my sister, she's probably gonna try and pick the most expensive one. My parents are upset with me because they said I'm trying to run away from accountability and that they find it unreasonable that I would try and punish them for that. I don't see why they can't pay for it themselves.
Your parents are hypocrites, because accountability also includes having to live with natural consequences of one's own choices, so it's hypocritical of them to try to force you to be accountable in a way that actually allows your sister to avoid consequences, and if they take your money without consent, they're also tyrants.
True. She gets away with a brand new wig after being unnecessarily rude. What a punishment.
Not the a-hole. It's your sister's hair that she chose to cut and now doesn't like. Your parents want you to buy her a wig because you told her off when she was trying to get you to shave your head. Wait, what?
I hate parents like this that try to punish both children for arguing when one is clearly in the wrong.
You are not the a-hole. Anyone who says you are, obviously doesn't have siblings. This is similar to arguments that I often run into with my siblings. They'll do or say something, I'll say something slightly meaner back, they'll complain to our parents, and then they'll tell me to STFU. The real a-hole is your parents. By enabling your sister to do stuff like this, she'll likely continue to do so. She's obviously regretting her choice, but it's just that, her choice. Your parents deciding to make you use your own money to remedy her stupid mistake is completely detached from reality. But that's something parents do a lot. They partially listen and then decide which is the easier side to take.
So buy her a clown wig. One each for your dad and mom, too.
Am I the a-hole for taking advantage of my girlfriend? I feel like I'm about to get flamed, so throw away. My girlfriend and I have been together for 3 years. Since we started dating, we have a tradition of paying for each other for dinner for our birthdays. We don't have a limit on how much that meal would cost. My girlfriend doesn't drink. She at most has a mocktail or a sparkling water. I usually pay $100 to $150 for both of us for her birthday dinner. My birthday was 2 days ago, and we went out. I drink, which my girlfriend doesn't like, and she thinks it's a waste of money. But it's my birthday, and she agreed to pay for everything. I had 8 drinks and a steak and dessert at a steakhouse which cost about $200, and with her $70 meal it came to $310 with tips. She didn't say anything at the time, but last night blew up at me for drinking so much money and expecting me to cover it. I defended myself because it was technically unlimited, and no, I wasn't drunk. I have a pretty high tolerance, so it's not fair I can't enjoy myself. She is pretty frugal, so she thinks it's a crazy amount, and I was an a-hole for leaving her with this high of a bill. We agreed we would pay for each other's meals and drinks, and it's not my fault she doesn't normally get more than 1 drink, and it's non-alcoholic, so it's cheaper. But she has been ignoring me and refusing to talk it out. If she's that upset, I'll reimburse her for my portion, but then that's the end of our tradition.
You are the a-hole, but not for taking advantage of the situation. A deal is a deal. If this was a contract, you'd have caveats for anything off base. I assume you didn't, so you're not bound to honor what I would call an assumed agreement of fairness. But that's why you are the a-hole. Instead of dealing with the real issue here, apparently you have very different definitions of what an acceptable level of drinking is. You push the envelope, not only by making her come along for your 8 drinks, but making her pay for it. Passive-aggressive AF. You did this spoiling for a fight and you got one. You're mad about being rained on your drinking, so you pushed back like this. You are the a-hole.
Yeah, dude has a tolerance where 8 drinks in one sitting isn't a big deal to him, but I guarantee the girlfriend is just watching this guy get hammered day in day out at the expense of the relationship.
You are the a-hole. JFC, are you 21 or something? Who the hell orders 8 drinks at a birthday dinner with their girlfriend? I have a pretty high tolerance, so it's not fair I can't enjoy myself. You can't enjoy yourself unless you're drunk? You need to get your shit together, dude.
You are the a-hole. Even if there's no limit, there should be an understanding of keeping it relatively consistent. The tradition is paying for a nice dinner, not paying for you to go get shit-faced. I don't care how much tolerance you have, 8 drinks is a lot and not in line with any normal dinner in my book. 1 or 2 drinks, sure. To be honest, I would consider having 8 drinks on a date when the other person isn't drinking to be a-hole behavior on its own, even without the money angle.
You are the a-hole. The blasé way you describe this, you knowing you'll make it expensive with drinks and deciding it's fair and she knew what she was getting into, and still thinking that she's the unreasonable one for you going out of your way to make it expensive, marks you as the a-hole.
What do you think of these stories? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel for more interesting stories.